So, sure, you've all had the client who intellectually understands everything about their situation, right? They know why they feel the way they feel. They can explain their trauma. They can even tell you about patterns in their lives. And yet, nothing actually changes. The same emotional reactions still appear. The same grief resurfaces. The same relationship patterns repeat themselves again and again. And as practitioners, it can leave us wondering something very important. Why does insight sometimes fail to create healing? Today, we're going to explore something that has been quietly transforming the field of healing and coaching over the past several years. And that is the role of nervous system coherence. Because when we begin to understand how the nervous system actually processes emotional experience, our work with clients changes completely. So, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Tina Brigitini. I am the founder of Brigitini Energy School, where we train practitioners in energy therapy, hypnosis, nervous system regulation, and coherence based coaching methods. And much of my work focuses on helping practitioners to understand how trauma, grief, and emotional imprinting live not only in the mind, but within the body's nervous system patterns. Because healing does not simply happen through understanding. Healing happens when the nervous system reorganizes itself into coherence. And that is what we will begin exploring today. Now, for many decades, much of my healing work focused primarily on awareness and insight. The belief was that if someone understood their source of emotional pain, they would naturally be able to move beyond it. And while insight is incredibly valuable, it is only one part of the healing process because the nervous system does not operate through logic alone. The nervous system operates through pattern recognition and survival memory. And when someone experiences trauma, loss, or prolonged stress, the body learns a pattern. The heart rate shifts, breathing patterns change, hormones begin to fluctuate, muscle tension becomes familiar. And even thinking patterns begin to mirror the body's survival response. So over time, these responses become automatic. The body is no longer reacting to the present moment. It is reacting to a stored memory of threat or loss, which means that even when a client intellectually understands that they are safe, their nervous system may still be responding as though danger is present. This is why many clients say things like, I know I should feel better by now, or I understand it logically, but I still feel stuck. And what they are experiencing is the difference between mental insight and nervous system regulation. Now, nervous system coherence is the state in which the body's systems begin working together in a balanced and synchronized way. Breathing becomes more rhythmic, heart rate variability improves, brain waves shift to its calmer states, muscle tension decreases, and the mind begins to perceive the environment more accurately. In coherence, the nervous system is no longer trapped in a survival response. Instead, it is able to process experiences with flexibility and resilience. And this is extremely important for practitioners to understand because many of the emotional patterns that we see in our clients are not simply psychological, they are psychological responses that have become habitual. Grief, anxiety, hypervigilance, emotional numbness, all of these states involve nervous system operating outside of coherence. And until that system begins to reorganize, insight alone may not create the shift that we hope for. Now, why this matters for practitioners. If you're a coach, a therapist, a healer, a hospice worker, or anyone supporting individuals with deep emotional experiences, then understanding nervous system coherence can completely transform how you approach your work. And because you begin to recognize something very important, clients are not always resisting healing. Many times, their nervous system simply does not yet know how to move out of survival mode. And when we recognize this, our approach changes. We become less focused on forcing change and more focused on creating conditions that allow the nervous system to reorganize naturally. And this is where modalities such as hypnosis, energy work, breath regulation, and coherence practices become very powerful. They work directly with the body's internal rhythm, helping the nervous system remember what safety and balance actually feel like. One of the most powerful places to see nervous system dysregulation is within grief. When someone loses a loved one, the entire system shifts. Sleep patterns change, breathing patterns change, hormonal balances change. The nervous system moves into a state of heightened emotional sensitivity. And even after months or years, small reminders can trigger powerful emotional responses. A smell, a song, a date on the calendar, a location. These responses are not signs of weaknesses. They are signs that the nervous system is still carrying imprints of emotional bond and loss. So, for practitioners, this is incredibly important to understand because grief is not something that we fix. Grief is something that the nervous system must gradually reorganize around. So when we approach grief through the lens of nervous system coherence, our work becomes far more compassionate and effective. Now, one of the biggest transformations practitioners can experience when they begin learning nervous system based approaches is that the goal changes. Instead of trying to fix emotions, we begin supporting regulation. Instead of trying to force change, we create the conditions where the nervous system can feel safe enough to reorganize. The shift may sound subtle, but it changes everything because healing is rarely linear. It happens through cycles of regulation, integration, and release. And when practitioners understand that rhythm, clients begin feeling something many of them have not felt in a long time: safety. And when nervous system regulation begins returning to coherence, several things begin happening. Clients often report feeling much calmer without knowing why. Their sleep improves, their breathing becomes deeper, emotional triggers begin to lose their intensity. The thought looping becomes quieter. And perhaps one of the most important is clients begin feeling like themselves again. Not the version of themselves shaped by the trauma or grief, but the version of themselves that existed before the nervous system became overwhelmed. And this is the true goal of healing work: not to erase the past, but to help the body to remember how to live fully in present time. Now, over the next several videos on this channel, we are going to explore nervous system coherence from the perspective of practitioners. We will talk about why some clients remain stuck even after years of therapy, how emotional loops form within the nervous system, the role of co-regulation between the practitioner and the client, and how hypnosis can help interrupt deeply rooted nervous system patterns, as well as how practitioners protect their own nervous system while working with emotionally intense situations. Because one of the most overlooked aspects of healing work is the impact that it has on practitioners. So, learning how to maintain your own coherence is just as important as helping clients to find theirs. If there is one thing I would like you to take away from today's conversation, is this: healing is not simply a mental process. It is a nervous system experience. And when we begin supporting the body's natural capacity for coherence, the shifts that we see in our clients can be profound. Not because we forced change, but because the body finally remembered how to return to balance. So now, if you are a practitioner who would like to explore these approaches deeply, you can learn more about these trainings at Brigitini Energy School. I will place the link below, and that will take you to the homepage where you can explore different programs and certifications available. Now, if this conversation resonated with you, make sure you subscribe to the Aligned Healing channel so that you don't miss the rest of the series on nervous system coherence for practitioners. Because in the next video, we're going to explore something many practitioners notice but they don't really understand it. And this is why some clients continue replaying emotional experiences long after the event passed. How the nervous system keeps those loops alive. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Many blessings, Tina Brigitini.